All right, so video three. Um, this is maybe the core of what the feelings are like. So a little bit about me. I'm very, very shy, but I can be relatively aggressive or confident with certain things. Like basically you feel like different aspects of another person's personality. And when they feel certain ways about certain things, especially if you have an intuition about or intuitive feeling about what's happening, the association can come really quickly. And you can understand why they're feeling a certain way. Sometimes you feel that feeling yourself. You may, an example is that you may have gone through a discussion with them where you've learned a lot about each other, or something really like important or significant was brought up, and then you get interrupted and you have to go and do something. And while that is happening, you feel like maybe anxious or anxiety or anger or frustration. And sometimes it can be just yourself. But what I've learned to do just recently is to slow down enough to ask myself, like, literally, like, why am I feeling this way? And my awareness will shift very subtly to, I guess, my significant other, or the other. I can't say significant other, because I'm still in a point where we would have to confirm that, like, verbally. I think even in person, there's a different kind of connection. I guess the person I'm connected to is a good way of putting it, because I don't just maintain high levels of connection with just anybody. But as far as significant other, I feel like that's like maybe a 3D term, and I really haven't gotten to a point where I understand how to accurately categorize things, especially when it comes to another person I haven't physically spoken to. But there's a deep understanding and a lot of experiences. So I feel comfortable, and I prefer to keep it as pure as it can be as to exactly what it is, without putting a 3D kind of pressure on things to try to force someone to be something. But my intention or my awareness will shift to this, to my partner, my learning partner. I don't know. But it'll shift to him, and it'll feel like something wrong. It won't be a direct question, but sometimes it will be, but it'll be more like of a quick scan. And sometimes you'll have a cascade of thoughts or a cascade of consciousness that will kind of recap what happened, and then point to whatever, like, an answer maybe, or whatever, wherever you guys left off at, what the answer could be. And then you'll feel like the answer come to you, like, oh, you feel this way about this, don't you? There might be more things to talk about. There might be things that you didn't realize that you're doing that could be causing this person to feel this way, like unanswered questions, truths maybe that were discovered. Maybe another person is involved and you guys need to discuss, like, this person's involvement. Like, when I was first getting involved, there were pictures that I saw. One picture reminded me of my ex, so I always gravitated to that person. Not in a sexual way, more like a comforting way, especially like keeping my mind off of another person and the other person. And this was some months ago. So now you fast forward to where there's more of an involvement with this person. but you still had this fondness, or not even a fondness because it was nothing really personal. It was more like an attraction, maybe, or a choice that was made, like, oh, well, you would be like the cutest one, or you would be, you just remind me of this person I had a lot of love for. And that love has since been understood to be over. And that's a really nice purge. But then, this other thing, this association remains. So we never really had an issue. There was more like a personal issue with me to make sure that there wasn't any interference, like there wasn't any attraction, there wasn't anything. And so it was acknowledged, but like really quickly, because it was platonic and innocent and nothing deeper than just an association that this person just had to be a part of. And it was a really mature consideration about everything, just so everything can be clear. And I've noticed that that's a tendency with these unions. But as far as feelings, sometimes like really profound things get brought up, like how intense like your love and attraction and liking for this person and adoration and stuff. Things in those different departments come up sometimes. And for someone who's shy like me, sometimes the confession or profession or realization of how someone feels can like shut me down to a point where I'm like fidgety and nervous, and I'm just like, I have to go and do something like immediately. I feel that in him. And sometimes we learn things about each other, and then it'll stem back to like, you helped me get here. Artistically speaking, like we're both artists, and like I love his work so much. And sometimes I just get so floored I can't function. And like at all. And then you pair that with like, but I really like you on the inside too. And so you feel all of these things. And when the other person is having an experience like that, it's like you feel that too. I've had an emergency situation, like with all this stuff with the divorce and things like that. It's a lot of court. It's a lot of nonsense, really. I wouldn't call it nonsense, but it's just a lot of high stress stuff that sometimes can lead to like you feeling like you're chasing your tail and not making the progress you want, especially when you want it to be over. And so I had like a breakdown one day where I was just so frustrated. I got bad news and I was just shut down crying. And I know that it made him wake up, because then I immediately felt him in my spirit, and he was there like for hours, even though it was totally time to sleep in his country. And it was something that I didn't mean to do, but I was really like thankful that he was there for me that way, just to be supportive, like, let's get through this together. And I can feel that kind of, intention. I can feel that kind of feeling from him, and also the feeling of let me help you. And it's a very obvious, not obvious like blatant, but it's a very big feeling, like a very masculine, powerful, dominant, very there feeling. And it's almost looming sometimes, but in a really good way. I don't know if looming can be a good word, but I'm taking it right now and I'm using it in a really good way. And it's really nice. And I have an idea of the feelings I may invoke, even though I really don't know. Like I can't understand a lot of things. But I have, from my experiences with this person, that the things I may be doing may be a similar feeling. And sometimes when I allow myself to feel that, I can get a sense of, you got what I wanted you to get, or you got what I was feeling, and I'm really happy that you got it. So I can go into more depth into this, but that's like a general overview of the feelings that come. So hopefully there'll be a few more videos that stem from this, if I remember to, and if they happen, I'll list them in the description box. But look out for them anyway, because who knows what my uploads will be like. But I'll try to best to my ability to keep them rolling well. Thanks a lot. Take care.